Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're jumping right into the world of personal finance. We're going to take all that confusion and turn it into clarity by breaking down the most popular budgeting methods out there one by one. You know that feeling, right? It's the end of the month. You check your bank account and you just kind of stare at it wondering, seriously, where did it all go? It's such a stressful cycle. But listen, the good news is that a simple plan, a budget, is the key to breaking free from that for good. And look, a budget isn't about restriction at all. It's actually about freedom. It's a plan that gives every single dollar you earn a specific job to do. It puts you in the driver's seat, making your money finally work for you, instead of you always wondering where it went. And that is probably the most important thing to remember through all of this. There is no magic one-size-fits-all formula. The best budget has to fit your life, your personality, and of course, your goals. So our mission today is to walk through the options and help you find the one that just clicks. So how are we going to make sense of all this? We're going to borrow a format you've probably seen all over the internet, a tier list. It's really the perfect way to organize these different methods so we can see how they stack up. Now, before we start filling this thing in, just a quick note on how our tiers work. We are not ranking these from worst to best. Instead, I want you to think of it as a scale of complexity and control. We're going to start with the simplest, most hands-off methods down in the C tier and work our way up to the really detailed, powerful stuff. Okay, let's kick things off with the C tier. Think of these as the foundational methods. They're absolutely perfect for anyone who's just starting out, or maybe you just prefer a more hands-off approach to your money. So first up is pay yourself first. And you know what? It's as simple as it sounds. The whole idea is to completely flip your financial priorities upside down. Before you pay your rent, before you buy groceries, the very first bill you pay is to your future self. It's honestly a brilliant psychological trick. The second your paycheck lands in your account, you immediately transfer a set amount to your savings or investment account. Boom, that money's now out of sight, out of mind, and you just learn to live on what's left. It makes saving totally automatic, not just something you do with whatever's left over, if anything is. Okay, so that's our simple starter. Now let's level up to the B tier. These are what I call the all-arounders. They add a bit more structure by helping you actually categorize your spending, but they're still flexible enough for the, chaos of everyday life. The classic 50-30-20 method is a huge fan favorite, and for good reason. You basically slice up your after-tax income like a pie. 50% goes to your absolute needs. We're talking housing, utilities, food. Then 30% is for your wants. That's the fun stuff like entertainment, dining out, hobbies. And that last 20%, that's dedicated to your financial goals like smashing debt and saving for the future. Now, if three categories still feels like a little too much to juggle, the 60% solution simplifies things even more. Here, you just lump all of your regular committed expenses, everything from rent to your Netflix subscription, into one big 60% bucket. The other 40% is your flexible cash, to be split between savings and whatever else you want. It's less about tracking every single coffee and more about setting one clear boundary. All right, now we're climbing into the A tier. These methods are for those of you who want total, granular control over your finances. They are perfect if you're getting really serious about paying off debt or you have some big, ambitious savings goals you want to absolutely crush. We've got two real powerhouse methods in this tier. Over on the left, zero-based budgeting. This is for the detail-oriented person, the spreadsheet lover. The goal is simple. Your income minus all your expenses, savings, and investments must equal zero. Every single dollar gets a job. Then on the right, we have the cash envelope system. This is a much more hands-on, physical approach. You literally take out cash for your variable spending categories, like groceries or fun money, and put it in labeled envelopes. When the envelope's empty, you stop spending. That's it. It's a brilliantly simple and tangible way to force yourself to stick to your limit. Next up in the A tier is something really different. It's called Kakeibo, pronounced Kakeibo, and it's a Japanese method that's over 100 years old. Honestly, it's less of a rigid budget and more of a financial philosophy that's all about mindful spending. So the Kakeibo method is built on these 4 steps. But it's really the last 2 that are, well, transformative. It's not just about tracking what you spent. It's about physically writing it down and journaling why you spent it. At the end of the month, you're forced to look back and reflect. Was that purchase truly necessary? Did it actually bring me joy? Does my spending match the person I want to be?
It turns budgeting into an act of self-reflection.
So here's the crucial takeaway. None of these methods are perfect for everyone. The 50-30-20 rule is super flexible, but it can be really tough if you live in an expensive area. Zero-based budgeting gives you incredible control, but it's a nightmare if you have an irregular income. And Kakeibo, it's amazing for promoting mindfulness, but it requires a serious daily commitment. Okay, we've climbed the ladder from the simple C tier all the way to the detailed A tier. So what could possibly be the ultimate S tier method that's even better than all of these? Now, you might be expecting some, I don't know, secret, complex formula or some forgotten technique that we've been hiding from you. But the truth is actually much simpler and, frankly, a lot more powerful. The single best budgeting method out there isn't a one-size-fits-all plan. It's not some prepackaged system that you can just download and follow blindly. Because here it is, maybe the most important concept in all of personal finance. The ultimate power isn't in finding a system, it's in building a system that is perfectly, uniquely tailored to you and your life. The true S-tier budget is a hybrid that you build yourself. You're the architect. So what does that look like? Well, maybe you automate your savings using Pay Yourself First, but then you use the 50-30-20 categories to track the rest of your spending in an app. Or maybe you use a detailed zero-based budget for your fixed bills, but you pull out physical cash envelopes for your weekly grocery and dining out money. You get to be the architect, taking the pieces that work for your brain and your lifestyle and building a system you can actually stick with long term. So, at the end of the day, the goal isn't to force your life into a pre-made budget. It's to build a budget that fits your life, one that gives you control, kills your financial stress, and turns your money into the most powerful tool you have for building the future you actually want. So now, it's your turn to start building.